I have called tonight's talk Gaining Cooperation Without Anger or Tears, and most of you have gone through the experience, as have I, that a common way that we deal with our children is we try to be nice, and we are actually very nice and we're sweet, and we say, please won't you do this, and then our voice gets a bit louder, please won't you do this, and then we get a bit more antagonistic, and then we explode, and there's tears, and we're angry, and it takes a while for everyone to calm down and recover. There's always a lot of damage after an explosion. Often that damage is just to our self-respect, because most of us don't want to behave that way. And I've heard it from mothers and fathers for many years that after they've screamed at their kids or really lost it, you feel awful, you feel, you drop them off at school and the whole day you feel a bit sick about it, or even if you're at home, there's just that, I shouldn't have said that, and I don't like to be so out of control. So it's as much for us as for our children that we find different ways of gaining cooperation. And the other side of it is that our children obviously are happier when we are more in touch with what we need to be doing. So anger comes from helplessness. When we feel helpless, when we feel we can't change something, we have a myth that anger is going to get it for us. And some people call it the infantile myth, because when you are little, the only thing you do have is your temper. Little babies can scream and cry, and that's the only means of getting you to actually listen to them. So it works when you're little. When you have a tantrum, mom and dad listen. And so often we stay stuck in that view that anger is power and anger is going to get us what we want. And it comes from a place of helplessness. And that's what I found more and more, that one of the reasons we get angry so much of the time, because really we don't have any other strategies. So that's the second thing that happens. So we say, please, nice, 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 explode. And the child realizes that they've done something wrong, but actually we haven't got any strategies in place that's going to make it better for next time. So it becomes very much a situation where we are reacting to our children's behavior and creating a continual situation of potential conflict because nothing's being resolved or changed along the way. I'm going to give you lots of different tips tonight of how to do it. There's no one way of doing it. There will be times that different things will work. There'll be times that they work for one child and not the other child. And don't let anybody tell you that there's only one way of doing things. This is another myth that our society has, that there's some guru out there and some method out there that fits everybody and is the perfect way. There's no such thing as perfection. So I'm going to give you lots of tips. Try it out. You might be ready for some now. You might be ready in a year's time. You might like it now. You might not like it now. These are just to get you to think creatively, and if I've achieved that tonight, then I'm happy. I want you to go out with a different mindset. And the mindset is that rather than being reactive, that when the child behaves badly or doesn't cooperate, you scream or punish, you want to rather be preventative. You want to actually behave in a way that it doesn't get to that situation. And being an adult, hopefully we all have enough cognitive control to do that. Now, one of the main reasons for poor cooperation is poor communication. And what I'm going to be talking about mainly tonight are children 0 till 10, but really everything that I'm saying are principles for older children, for your marriages, for your friendships. These are very great principles. Communicating effectively is vital if you want cooperation. Now, what does it mean to communicate effectively? It doesn't always mean having beautiful flowery language. It means speaking in a way that the person that you're speaking to understands you. Now that could be age specific. When you've got a 2-year-old, you need to speak to a 2-year-old in their language. And when you've got a 15-year-old, you have to learn a whole nother language. It's a whole different ball game. You have to speak in a way that is not only age appropriate, but that fits the kind of ways a person thinks. So NLP years ago taught us that some people are more visual. And if they're visual, you use words like, can you see? Can you see the colors? Can you see what I mean? If someone's more auditory, you'll talk to them in terms of, can you hear? So often it's not just age appropriate, it's what that person is that's going to actually get them to connect to what you're saying. So a good communicator is somebody that talks in a way that the other person understands them. And you being the adult, it's up to you to make sure that your child understands you.